Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to begin. But allow me first to convey the rule that must be obeyed during this online international webinar. Participants are expected to always turn on the video during the webinar. Participants must turn off the microphone during the webinar. Please use your real name on the Zoom account and dress modestly. We ask that everyone make sure you have registered on the registration link that we have shared earlier. Certificate is given to participants who have filled the registration link. Pay attention for writing the correct name. Registration link will be shared on Zoom and YouTube. Certificates can be downloaded on the website of ISKA University, like written down below. The committee does not accept any complaint of error in writing certificate of participant. And in the discussion session, we invite participants to ask questions through write on chat room or raise hand, and then ask questions directly in front of the camera. That's all the rules that we can convey today. Hopefully all participants can obey them and make today's webinar run well. And thank you very much for your kind cooperation. As we are about to begin, we would like to invite all participants to enter the Zoom room or YouTube channel of ISKA Official. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as our warmest greeting in the international webinar, Women Advance Empowerment in the Health, Business, Economic, and Information Technology sector in digital era of 4.0 toward 5.0 era. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Praise is always given to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the blessing and guidance so that we all can be here to attend this international webinar. Blessing and salutation to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam for the guidance from the darkness to the light. And may we have the shafa'at at the end of the day. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Governor of Central Java, and in this occasion represented by the Vice Governor of Central Java, Mr. Taji Yasin Maimun, the Honorable Rector of Aisyah University of Surakarta, Ms. Riani Wulandari, Magister Keperawatan and the staff, the Honorable Dean of Faculties, lecturers, speakers, and all participants. Let me inform to you that today's international webinar is organized by 2 continents and 4 countries. Aisyah University of Surakarta, Indonesia. International College University of Technology, Kuala Lumpur, Thailand. And then College of Nursing System Plus College Foundation, Angeles City, Philippines. And then Moscow City University, Russia. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before we start the program, let me inform to you all the program for today. The one is reciting the Holy Quran, and then national anthem continued by Mars Sang Surya and Mars Aisyah Song, welcoming speech from Director of Aisyah University of Surakarta and Governor of Central Java, and then keynote speech, discussion, and then photo session, and the last session is closing. We are going to start the program by listening the Holy Quran that is going to be delivered by Kurniawan Trikuncoro, student of Nursing Aisyah University of Surakarta. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A'udzu billahi minasy syaithanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Tabarakalladzi biyadihil mulku wa huwa ala kulli syai'in qadir. Alladzi khalaqal mauta wal hayata liyabluwakum ayyukum ahsanu amala wa huwal azizul ghafur. Alladzi khalaqa sab'a samawatin tibaqa ma tara fi khalqir rahmani min tafawut farji'il basara hal tara min futur summa rji'il basara karrataini yanqaliba ilaikal basaru khasi'aw wa huwa hasir. Walaqad zayyana as-samaa'a ad-dunya bimasabiha waja'alnaha rujuman lisyayatin wa'atadna lahum 'adabas sa'ir. Walilladina kafaru bi rabbihim 'adabu jahannam wa bi'sal masir. Sadaqallahul 'adzim. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I seek refuge in Allah from the accursed Satan's temptation. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Blessed is he whose hand is dominion, and he is over all things competent. He who created death and life to test you, as to which of you is the best indeed, and he is the exalted in might, the forgiving. Who created 7 heavens in layers, you do not see in the creation of the most merciful any inconsistency, so return your vision to the sky. Do you see any breaks? Then return your vision twice again. Your vision will return to you humbled, while it is fatigued. And we have certainly beautified the nearest heaven with stars and have made from them the punishment of the blaze. And for those who disbelieve in their Lord is the punishment of hell, and wretched is the destination. God Almighty speaks the truth.
National Anthem Indonesia Raya, followed by Mars Sang Surya and Mars Aisyah Song. All audience are kindly requested to stand up. Please have a seat. Welcoming speech. We would like to invite Ms. Riani Wulandari, Magister Keperawatan as Director of Aisyah University of Surakarta to deliver a speech. To Ms. Riani Wulandari, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable, the Governor of Central Java, the Honorable all the speakers and distinguished international webinar participants. Let us give thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has been giving us blessing and mercies so we can attend and participate in this international webinar organized by Aisyah University of Surakarta. Greeting and salutation upon Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has taught us respectfully in order to attain happy and prosperous life in this world and hereafter. Distinguished guests, we want to say a huge thank you to all the honorable speakers for taking their time to share knowledge and experiences about women advanced empowerment in the health, business, economic, and information technology sectors in the digital era of 4.0 to 5.0 in this international webinar. This international webinar was specifically organized by Aisyah University of Surakarta in welcoming the 48th Muhammadiyah Asia Pre-Muktamar activities. The theme of this international webinar was Women Advanced Empowerment in the Health, Business, Economic, and Information Technology sectors in the digital era of 4.0 to 5.0 era. It was deliberately raised because women in their work through the active role of the Aisyah Women's Organization movement have to appear for responding quickly to developments in information and technology, which will have an impact in all aspects of people's life. The Industrial Revolution 4.0 to 5.0 is an era marked by artificial intelligence, the era of supercomputers, genetic engineering, innovation, and rapid changes that impact to the economic, industry, government, and politics. These symptoms include the many sources of information through social media, such as YouTube, Instagram, and so on. The presence of the Industrial Revolution 4.0 to 5.0 era should be utilized and managed properly by women because it has promising prospects for the position of women as a part of world civilization. The development of science and technology has on the complex role of women. The era of the Industrial Revolution, Industry 4.0 to 5.0 era was marked by the rapid development of information and communication technology. Through the development of information and communication technology, retrieval, dissemination, and presentation of information can be carried out quickly and accurately. The positive influence of development of information and communication technology on all aspects of human life, such as making it easier to communicate and getting wider information, can encourage economic growth and can optimize labor efficiency. Mastery of information and communication technology provides wider opportunities to advance and improve the quality of life. Women as partners in development today have to improve their abilities in all aspects of health, business, economy, including mastery of information and communication technology. The essential of access and use information and communication technology for women are because women have a very strategic role as a housewife and at the same time also have a role in society. Recognizing this in enhancing the ability of women's roles in development, ICIA synergize with the governments as the oldest and only women's organization movement in the world that has carried out through women improvement activities. Great women have to take a strategic role to play in enlightening the universe and civilization of the Ummah, along with the very rapid development of the era. We hope this international webinar could share some new knowledge and information to the society, college students, and lecturers. We hope this international webinar will run smoothly, and we would like to extend a huge congratulations to everyone who participated in this webinar. We hope all of you can get many benefits from this event. We apologize for any mistakes our remarks may have caused. Thank you so much for your interest and attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we also welcome the Governor of Central Java, and in this occasion actually will be represented by the Vice Governor of Central Java, or maybe someone who will represented for today's international webinar. Time is yours. Oke, halo, selamat pagi. Mohon maaf sebelumnya kepada Bapak Gubernur, pada awalnya diwakilkan kepada Wakil Gubernur, ataukah ada yang mewakili?
Selamat pagi.
Oh,
Mohon
baik.
maaf ada gangguan sinyal tadi yang...
Oke, siap Bapak. Siap, monggo Pak.
Siap. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, wala hawla wala quwwata illa billah. Amma ba'd, yang saya hormati Ibu Rektor, Ibu Riani Wulandari, yang kami hormati Wakil Rektor 1, Ibu Siti Fatmawati, yang kami hormati Wakil Rektor 2, Ibu Dewi Kartikasari, Wakil Rektor 3, Ibu Rina Sriwidayati, juga hadir Ketua BPH Universitas Aisyah Surakarta, Ibu Sri Hartini. Para narasumber yang hadir pada acara kali ini, tamu undangan, peserta webinar dalam rangka Muktamar Muhammadiyah Aisyah. Tentu yang pertama saya menyampaikan permohonan maaf Mas Ganjar, Gubernur Jawa Tengah, yang pada kesempatan kali ini tidak bisa hadir secara langsung, mengutus saya untuk mewakili memberikan sambutan pada acara webinar kali ini. Syukur alhamdulillah saya memulai sambutan kali ini merasa senang atas apa yang dilaksanakan oleh kawan-kawan, sahabat-sahabat dari Muhammadiyah, yang mana kali ini oleh Aisyah. Bapak Ibu yang saya hormati, bersilaturahim secara virtual sangat menyenangkan. Apalagi kalau kita bisa bersilaturahim secara langsung. Akan tetapi permasalahan teknologi yang saat ini kita emban ini sangat baik, sehingga kita mencoba untuk memulai teknologi itu dengan melaksanakan webinar dengan Zoom meeting dan lain sebagainya. Saya turut senang bahwa muktamar yang telah tertunda selama 2 tahun karena pandemi COVID-19 insya Allah akan segera digelar di Solo, yang pada nanti tanggal 18 sampai tanggal 20 November tahun 2022 mendatang. Dengan tema yang diangkat yaitu memajukan Indonesia, mencerahkan serta semesta. Mengandung makna bahwa Muhammadiyah berusaha berkhidmat, memberikan pelayanan, dan melaksanakan program yang bermanfaat bagi masyarakat. Muhammadiyah berusaha berperan lebih besar dalam memajukan Indonesia. Hal seperti inilah yang harus terus ditularkan oleh Muhammadiyah kepada seluruh warga bangsa. Selama ini Muhammadiyah telah menjadi contoh bagi organisasi lainnya di Indonesia yang terus memberikan kontribusi, memberikan sumbangsih bagi pembangunan negara dan bangsa. Kiranya Muktamar ke-48 nanti bisa menjadi media konsolidasi, organisasi, dan evaluasi program kerja, serta menjadi wahana untuk bermusyawarah dan berdiskusi membicarakan berbagai permasalahan, tidak hanya permasalahan organisasi, tetapi juga persoalan kebangsaan yang sedang merisaukan Indonesia. Seperti kita ketahui bersama, sikap intoleransi, radikalisme, terorisme, dan arus globalisasi yang membawa nilai-nilai budaya Barat yang apatis, hedonis, dan materialistik terus masih menjadi PR bangsa yang harus kita selesaikan bersama. Tidak hanya itu, politik identitas dan penyebaran hoaks juga berpotensi mengganggu persatuan dan kesatuan. Muhammadiyah sebagai salah satu organisasi keagamaan terbesar di Indonesia tentu mempunyai tanggung jawab dan kewajiban permasalahan bangsa tersebut. Muhammadiyah harus terus berkontribusi dalam menjaga Indonesia dari berbagai paham yang berpotensi merusak kebinekaan Indonesia. Bangsa ini tidak boleh terserak, tercapek, dan terdegradasi hanya mempersoalkan perbedaan. Kita harus bersama-sama menolak dan menangkal paham-paham intoleran yang berkeliaran. Kita harus menciptakan kedamaian dalam kehidupan bermasyarakat, berbangsa, dan bernegara. Hal penting lainnya yang harus dilakukan oleh Muhammadiyah adalah mewujudkan generasi Muslim yang memiliki akhlakul karimah, memiliki kecerdasan, berkarakter mandiri, dan tentu berdaya saing. Terus, kalau pengen kampanyekan ajaran Islam yang rahmatan lil alamin dan berkemajuan yang sangat menghargai perbedaan. Karena pada prinsipnya perbedaan itu adalah rahmat. Maka ketika ada perbedaan pendapat, perbedaan pemikiran, perbedaan tata cara, ayo kita cari rahmat di dalam perbedaan tersebut. Tidak menjadi permusuhan. Perlu juga menjadi perhatian segenap pengurus Muhammadiyah bahwa sekarang ini kemajuan teknologi informasi sudah tidak terbendung. Saya harap Muhammadiyah juga bisa menyikapi hal tersebut. Kemajuan teknologi ini harus bisa dimanfaatkan sebagai sarana dakwah yang efektif dan efisien. Rangkul generasi milenial kita untuk semakin mengenal Islam yang rahmah, damai, toleran, dan anti kekerasan. Islam yang tak suka memukul tapi suka merangkul. Islam yang penuh dengan kasih sayang. Muhammadiyah harus menjadi pelopor gerakan merawat Pancasila, menjaga NKRI, dan menguatkan kebinekaan melalui Muktamar ke-48. Mari kita rawat NKRI dengan tindakan-tindakan yang penuh kebermanfaatan bagi umat dan semesta. Tentu, Bapak Ibu hadirin yang berbahagia, saya nitip Indonesia lewat gerakan organisasi Muhammadiyah. Saya yakin bahwa Muhammadiyah telah 48 tahun mengawal berdirinya negara Republik Indonesia ini dan memberikan kontribusi yang baik. Saya yakin tentu organisasi Muhammadiyah ingin lebih dari itu. Ditambah kali ini oleh ibu-ibu Aisyah yang mana memiliki pemikiran bahwa industri 4.0 menuju industri 5.0 ini harus disambut dengan baik. Saya senang dengan organisasi Muhammadiyah karena ternyata mulai dari pendidikan, kesehatan, sampai ke ekonomi itu benar-benar memberdayakan para ibu-ibu. Dan kalau kita melihat sejarah dari kader kesehatan atau pelopor kesehatan waktu zaman Rasulullah, yaitu ada beberapa perempuan yang hadir di sana. Dan usaha yang untuk pembiayaan dakwah Nabi Muhammad SAW pertama juga disokong penuh oleh seorang perempuan, yaitu Sayyidah Khadijah. Maka dari itu, semoga kegiatan ini benar-benar bisa mencetuskan, bisa menelurkan sebuah SDM yang mumpuni dari kalangan perempuan, khususnya dari organisasi Aisyah. Ini yang bisa saya sampaikan. Selamat menjalankan webinar. Semoga menghasilkan terbaik bagi kita semua. Saya akhiri, hadanallahu wa iyyakum, ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih Bapak. Thank you very much, sir. Okay. For the next program is keynote speech, which will be conducted by Reza Mandera, Bachelor of Education. To Mr. Reza, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. All praises is given to Allah Subhanahu wa taala. This is an honor for me to be here standing in front of you. I would like to say thank you very much to Mrs. Norman Wijayagati, who has given occasion for me to be the moderator here. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to greet everyone here. Selamat pagi for Indonesia, Arun Sawat Krab for Thailand, Dabroye Utro for Russian, Magandang Umaga for Philippines, and good morning for everyone all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Reza Mandera. I'm assigned as the moderator of this international webinar. So let me conduct this event by event from the very start until the end. And today, we are going to share a webinar entitled Women Advanced Empowerment in Health, Business, Economic, and Information Technology Sectors in the Digital Era 4.0 towards 5.0. We know that God created human being into man and women. They are created to live together, to help each other side by side, not to fight against each other. Maybe today we are thinking how women play a role in the world for being the better place. To answer your question, today we are going to present 5 speakers, and they are first Dr. Regi Arku Bastista, and then Mrs. Dita Mirawati. The third is Mrs. Itamar Matahati, and then there is Dr. Arti Pandey, and the last one, it is Professor Tatiana Alexandrovna Serebriakova. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first speaker, he is the Dean of the College of Nursing of System Plus College Foundation. He achieved his doctoral degree at Philippine Christian University. He achieved his master and bachelor degree at Angeles University Foundation. He was also the recipient of Mayor Carmelo Lazatin Medal of Excellence in 2005. He is also one of the 10 outstanding students of Angeles University Foundation in the Community Service category. He was also nominated as one of the top outstanding students in the Region 3. And there are many others awards that I cannot mention one by one to you. He is the Vice President of the Association of Deans of the Philippine College of Nursing, Region 3, and Secretary of the Philippine Nurses Association, or PNA Pampanga chapter. And he is involved in many activities. Today, he is going to share about empowering human resources in health sector in the digital era 4.0 towards 5.0. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Philippines, let's welcome Dr. Regi Arku Bautista. Hello, Dr. Bautista.
Hello.
Okay, how are you today?
Hello, am I loud and clear?
Yep. We can hear you.
Yes, okay.
How are you today, Doctor?
Okay, that's good. I am very sorry. I'm on my way.
Okay, it's okay.
I'm going to an event. So, however, I will give my speak regarding the empowering of these health sectors regarding to the 5.0 industrial revolution. So, hello, sir.
Okay, hello.
Okay. Am I loud and clear? Am I audible?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat again?
You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. It's very clear.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, are you ready to deliver your material?
Yeah. I am very sorry I cannot present my presentation today, my PowerPoint presentation, due to I'm in my in an highway. So but I will give my my speak regarding this industrial revolution regarding the health sectors. So by the way, for all our guests here, our rectors, deans, faculties, and staff, a very a pleasant morning to all.
Okay, it's okay. We are going to following you. Okay, your time is 30 minutes and it is starting from now. Break a leg, Dr. Bautista.
Okay, thank you very much. As you all know, we are now in the 4.0 industrial revolution, and we are towards or gearing towards in the level of 5.0. And systems and making changes in production processes to increase production efficiency and effectiveness. And it's about resilient technology, that new ways of working and the role of people in the industry. So the changes occurring in Industry 4.0 includes a wide range of changes at the level of plants and factories belonging to various industries and services and the functioning of the entire societies. And as we all know that Industry 4.0 is very essential. It's quite trendy. Okay? It's very relevant today that toward that there is an automation, there is a data sharing of knowledge, there is also a manufacturing of technologies and the Internet of Things, the cloud computing, okay, and even also the artificial intelligence or the Industry 4.0, the work environment or the work culture is determined by advanced, resilient manufacturing technologies that they are equipped with sensors, that there are tracking devices, that this machine can work with you. Okay, so as we all know that resilience is the word in the industrial revolution in which we should encompass the entire the value, okay, the change of the processes, okay, in terms of the industrial revolution. So actually, okay, we are now gearing towards the concept of industry revolution of 5.0, and in this area there is an increase of cooperation, there is an increase of collaboration of the people, between the people and also the intelligent production system. So in short, here there is now an integration of robots. Okay, there is now an integration of robots and even also even also the machines, and nowadays human work alongside machines, okay, and they are connected. Sometimes these machines are much intelligent than the people or the person. So here this is connection, okay, of the to smart factories through intelligent devices, and robots now are becoming even more important, and as they can now be connected to the human mind via the brain machine interface and advances in artificial intelligence according to welfare. And nowadays, robot in the health sectors, okay, can also have a disadvantages. One of these is there are some hospitals in other countries that they are replaced, robots replaced, okay, by this that these professional nurses, they were replaced by a robot. However, okay, a nurse, he or she must have the human touch, the human care, the loving care, okay, the TLC, the tender loving care. The problem, okay, in the robots are giving a certain procedure, okay, so that's now the advantage of a nurse, okay, in the hospital. But okay, somehow there are some hospitals now that they are having a robotic surgery um in the operating room, okay, and this robot is the one who will slice, okay, a certain vital organ, a certain abdomen, okay, and to get, okay, a certain disease organ. So there are a lot of possibilities now, because as we all know, we are now entering in the fifth or in the 5.0 industrial revolution that will push the advancement, okay, of the human machine interfaces, okay, including also here the artificial intelligence algorithm. Okay, so here the change from industrial revolution from 4.0 and now we are gearing towards the 5.0. That means that there is a combination of the human and machine, that these two, okay, it will increase the productivity, the efficiency and effectiveness of a certain work. Okay, and according to Volmer, okay, that he said that an industry 5.0 is the future, okay, 5.0 is the emerging trend wherein there will be in the future of interaction of the man, okay, and also in machine. Now the questions of this is what will be in the hospital or in the health sectors. Okay, so in the future, okay, 2030, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, that there are certain robots, okay, in the hospital serving food. Okay, there will be a robot that will be replaced, okay, by these nurses, and this is now a big problem, okay, to the manpower. Okay, why? Because okay, there will be now an increase of jobless. Okay, and according to Carolina Dietrich, digital or computer technologies offer exclusive opportunities, okay, to reinforce health systems, and as showed once more by the COVID-19 pandemic. And when the use of oftentimes remarkably has allowed other countries to better take of this pandemic. Okay, so in the health sector here, the potential or the future benefits of these digital tools or these digital technologies are abundant, and they are ensuring accessibility to the right information by the right people, okay, and at the right time and the right place. And it can also improve the safety, the effectiveness, okay, and efficiency of care. Um, my dilemma here is that the health workers often report not having the opportunities for the upskilling required to put the technology to full use or to that legal, financial, or organizational aspects. So, and the question here is, in order, okay, to meet the 5.0 industrial revolution, even there are machines that we are partner, or we are actually we consider these artificial intelligence or machines as a friend, and because we have our smooth operations, we have a comfortable life, a quality life, and the question here is, we have to upskill, we have to increase our knowledge, okay, on how to use it, okay, or somehow we have to increase our knowledge, okay, and information, okay, regarding these tools or these digital technologies. Okay, somehow data privacy, because if these machines or if this tool or digital tools will get certain information, so all of the informations now, okay, is in the computer. It's just only one click. So once you click your name there, okay, once you type your name there, okay, there will be now an information. So there is now a loss of confidentiality, or there will be now a problem in a privacy of the patient or a certain individuals. Okay, so here, digital health is frequently only available as an elective course sometimes. Yes. AI, okay, this is is not a subject anymore. Actually, this is a skills or competencies. It is not given, okay, in a certain bachelor degree program. Okay, but there are now certain schools, okay, offering AI courses, okay, AI trainings, okay, in order for them to increase their development, okay, in terms of professional training. Moreover, it is also presented as a standalone subject rather than being integrated, okay, across subjects, which is not favorable to building a digital culture, okay, or insights, okay, of digital technologies as an integral component, okay, of health services. So my another topic here is how we will empower the human resources or the manpower, okay, our man resources, okay, towards the digitalization or towards the 4.0 gearing to 5.0. So as we all know, okay, in the hospitals now or in the clinics, they have certain electronic medical health records. Okay, in my time when I was in the hospital, working in the hospital, we have only a chart, a medical chart. It is not computerized, but now, okay, it's in the computer, and you can purchase a certain drug in the computer. So it's very easy. It's very convenient, okay, to a certain employee, okay, of that certain unit. Okay, so just only a one click, there will be a drug or there will be an antibiotic. It will be released, okay, by the pharmacy, just like that. Also, we have this telehealth. There is delivering of clinical services, okay, and monitoring of care and treatment and at a distance, okay, and where appropriate asynchronously, okay, with the involvement of the health workers and the patient connecting at different points in time. So telehealth now, okay, it includes the use of mobile phones or mobile health devices and certain apps. Okay, actually, in iPhone or Samsung, just click the app, okay, and you have to type it M Health. Okay, there will lot of consultations there. Okay, so that is digitally. Okay, also we have this assisted living technologies. This is the combination of telehealth. Okay, but here there is a sensors. Okay, sometimes robot here, it aids you to be mobile. Okay, this robot, it will give you health teaching on how to do this activity or do some exercises. Okay, so a sample of the elderly people or in geriatric. Okay, so they are living with disabilities or patient with home-based therapies. So what is the main aim of this is to enable the patients to longer or to return to treatment. And the use of AI here, okay, is developing in some areas of healthcare, but most applications are still in the research or investigation. They are still in the development stage. Okay, and there are recent reviews, okay, of dozens of studies claiming that AI or artificial intelligence performs better than the radiologists. Okay, in diagnostic image analysis, they find that only a handful were tested in populations that were different from population used to develop the algorithm. Sometimes, okay, the machine or our artificial intelligence is quietly reliable, is more on valid, okay, than humans. Okay, so humans can have an errors. Humans can do some negligence or malpractices, but okay, in machines or a certain AI, just only a point one or just only 2% of the error. Okay, in the certain concern or problem. So it is still not understood why AI had some outstanding successes. Okay, in certain X-ray, okay, in certain CT scan. Okay, so here, in order to prevent certain problems, okay, we have to upskill, we have to increase the skill or the competencies of this employee to prevent relying, okay, independently to these machines, okay, or to this artificial intelligence. Okay, so that's a part of the areas of the AI. Now the question here is, um what countries, okay, now producing this AI or this gearing towards the artificial intelligence and the combination of the man, okay, and combination of the machines? Japan, okay, is very, very popular because, as you all know, Japan is a robotic country. Okay, they consider as a robot country because majority of them, okay, they love machines, right? Okay, and European countries and even also Southeast Asian countries, they included in their current digital health strategies a commitment for or a legal provision to add digital skills into the core content of education. Okay, that's why there are certain countries now that they embedded or they integrate AI, they integrate certain digital technology or digital tools to their curriculum, okay, in order for the students to learn, to know, okay, and to understand, okay, the certain machines or certain AI. Digital health cannot be presented as a standalone topic, but needs to be combined across across subjects to figure the insights of digital technology as an integral component of healthcare. So, in view of all the above challenges of this, we have to equip the health workers with all the skills required for digital transformation or digital renovation would entail substantial effort on the part of the educators. And this effort should not be pointlessly repeated by the educators within each professional group, since all main categories of frontline health workers are similarly affected by digital transformation. Okay, so in this area, okay, industry 4.0 has already started, okay, and we are now experiencing 5.0, okay, in the healthcare services. More and more industries, specifically allied health industries, and work processes are being digitalized or digitized and automated over time. And it's very, very important to adapt to this trend, okay, to this current topic or current trend, current issues, in order to maintain productivity growth and to enable organizations to respond quickly to environmental demands. And many organizations are already implementing strategies, implementing plans, their action plans. Okay, so in order for them to have this 5.0, okay, um, to have, okay, in their organization. Okay, so for my point of view, for my insights is we have to strengthen the capacity, okay, to accept change, to accept and also innovate ourselves, and because innovation is very essential throughout the organization. Okay, so in terms of these, okay, it will all affect our processes, our operations, okay, our daily operations, okay, to communication, and even also as remuneration or salary, okay, of our employees. Okay, so in this setting, okay, many questions ascend as to how these variations, okay, will affect our quality of work. Okay, so my conclusion here is, yes, we are now gearing towards the 5.0. However, we nurses, we in the allied health programs, we have to increase our skills. We have to increase our competencies to a certain um topic, okay, or certain skills in order for us to be relevant, okay, for these days, because the world, okay, in the allied health is very fast approaching. There's also a fast and very updating topics. So the concept here is, if there is a machine or there are artificial intelligence of these machines, okay, we have to combine, we have to collaborate, okay, but not to independently relying, okay, on that machine, okay, to, in order for us also to prevent the jobless, okay, problems, okay, in our country. Okay, there is a one fast food chain, I think, okay, here in the Philippines, that a robot, okay, is the one who serve food, okay, in a certain customers. Okay, so there will be now, okay, a problem now. Okay, there will be a problem in terms of, we'll just only buy a robot, okay, and then the robot will give the certain war against human. However, has no TLC, or the tensor having Q level, so we humans, we cannot replace by other teams. Okay, so we have to be we have to upskill ourselves. Okay, we don't have to be stagnant. Okay, we don't want to have we have to increase our continuing professional development. Okay, you have to enjoy yourselves, okay, to a certain trainings or seminars, okay, to increase your competencies. Okay, and that's it. Okay, and terima kasih.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Bautista, for your material. It is very interesting And right now, for this speaker, I'm going to open the discussion session. For everyone who are joining in Zoom or at or on YouTube, you may ask a question to Dr. Bautista. And for this session, I'm going to give limitation. There will be only maximum 3 questions. Okay, let's check from Zoom. You may raise your hand or you may chat your question and drop it on chat box. Okay. Dr. Bautista, there is a question. Are you still
The
with
question the question is what we need to prepare as medical workers to face digitalization. So as we all know, we are now gearing towards 5.0 industrial revolution. We have to embrace that change, okay, and we have to accept, okay, that change, okay, because, okay, that's now the new trend. However, okay, we as a medical workers, we have also to upskill. We have to change also our skills. Sometimes something is we have to increase we have to advance. We have to increase our advancement, our knowledge, okay, and our studies, okay, in order for it to um have, okay, these machines or these digitalizations, okay, be with us. Okay, so example of these, there are you don't have to rely in any types of digitalizations, okay, but we have to collaborate it. We have to be our friend, okay, but not to be independently relying. Okay, so that's a part of my answer to the number 1 question.
Okay, thank you very much for the answer. My question before going to the next question, do you think that digitalization, because you mentioned robot and then artificial intelligence, is that a threat for human, or is that something good for us?
Yes, there are a lot of advantages, okay, that these AI, it will help us, okay, it will help us to have a comfortable life. It will help us to lessen, okay, the problems, okay, or the errors. And these AI also, it will maintain, okay, a certain quality or standards. However, okay, there are disadvantages of this AI, because number 1, we will just only rely, okay, on that certain machine or to that certain AI. So we will not upskill ourselves, we will not increase our competencies, okay, we will not increase our skills to that certain training, okay, so we will just only rely to that. Now the question is, okay, in 2050, in 2060, is that AI or that machine, is it relevant, okay, or it needs an update, okay, it needs a certain a chip, okay, to be inserted in that machine, okay, in order to work, okay, efficiently and effectively. Okay, so the question here is there a threat? Yes, okay, it will be a threat to us, okay, if this machine, it will be um reliant, okay, we are just only relying, okay, to that certain machine. So we have to be also independent, okay, in our selves, okay, but not, okay, in that machine, okay, or else, okay, there will be now a big problem in the whole population of the country, okay, there are a lot of jobless, okay, because all of in the stores, in the fast food chain, in the companies are machines, okay, so that's the big threat now.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. That's very interesting, and that's answering my question. And then there is one more question. And the question is, how
Yes.
the health service run in your country, Philippines?
How?
Does the health service run in your country? Does your
Okay,
country?
in our country, okay, the Department of Health, okay, has a certain website, okay, wherein there are certain trainings we have to undergo, okay, and that's free. There are also certain applications they are using here, just like of our PhilHealth. This is an insurance, this is the government insurance company, wherein they are also using teleconsulta, or this is like a consultation of services. So there is an uploading of a certain example, okay, you got sick, okay, and you had a hospitalization for 3 days, okay, and one of the requirements, okay, in order to have a reimbursement of that certain benefit, you have to submit a certain a proof or evidences, just like of diagnostic studies, just like of laboratory tests. Okay, so these laboratory tests, it can be uploaded, okay, in the teleconsulta or in the e-health program, okay, of the government. So everything is paperless. Okay, so that's why it's good. Yes, it's good because it lessen the papers. Okay, it goods also in the environment. However, okay, there will be now independent. There will be a dependency, okay, to a certain app. So majority of the people, okay, will not go now, okay, in a certain center, or in a certain agency, okay, to submit the paper. It's just only in the computer. That's it. It's a very comfortable life.
Wow, it sounds very advanced over there. Thank you very much, Dr. Bautista. That's all for the question. But right now, as the appreciation from Aisyah Surakarta University, we are going to give you a certificate.
Terima kasih.
Okay, you are welcome. And then we are going to have photo session. So all of the participants, please turn off your camera. Face your camera right now. Okay, ready? Okay, we are going to take the documentation with our first speaker, Dr. Bautista. Give us your best smile in 1, 2, 3, cheese. Okay, next slide, one more time. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Okay, that's enough, I think. Selamat, Dr. Bautista. Thank you very much for your mesmerizing material. It is very helpful for us and inspiring. Okay, Dr. Bautista, if you are on the way and you are busy, you may leave this room.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. See you again next time, Dr. Bautista.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, if you are busy, you may leave this Zoom meeting. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the first speaker. But don't worry, we still have 4 speakers. And after this, I'm going to divide the discussion session into 2 discussion sessions. So after the second and the third speaker, I'm going to open the discussion session, and then we are going to proceed to the 4th and the 5th speaker, and then I'm going to open the discussion session again. Okay, for the second speaker, she is a head of physiotherapy diploma for study program of Universitas Aisyah Surakarta. She achieved her master program in physical education physiology with physiotherapy concentration at Udayana University in 2021. She has published her research entitled The Effect of Back Massage on Decreasing Insomnia in the Elderly and the Posyandu Lansia Marsudiwaras Jebres Surakarta in 2021. She also published her book entitled Early Detection of the Elderly Emergency, or in Indonesia, Deteksi Dini Gawat Darurat Lansia in 2021. She was also the speaker on proceeding of the URICOL, the 12th University Research Colloquium in 2020. And today, She is going to share her experience, her knowledge, insights about women empowered to improve public health in digital era. From Surakarta, Indonesia, ladies and gentlemen, here we go, Mrs. Dita Mirawati. Assalamualaikum, Mrs. Mirawati.
Waalaikumsalam, Mr. Reza. Can you hear my voice?
Yeah, it is very crystal clear. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How about you?
I'm good too, thank you very much. Are you ready to deliver your material?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so your time is 30 minutes and it is starting from now. Good luck.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Reza. Okay, my slide, please. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, good morning, everyone. Before I start my presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Dita Mirawati. I'm a lecturer of Aisyah University of Surakarta from Indonesia. Okay, today we will discuss about the very interesting topic, yes, about women empowerment. With my own topic is about the women empowered to improve the public health in the digital era. Well, in Bahasa, we usually said that with pemberdayaan perempuan. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, today we will discuss about the woman health and empowerment is a key to be a better word. Today we will discuss about three big points. And the first point we will discuss about what is the woman empowerment, and then we will discuss about the woman health issues, and then the last point we will discuss about what to do or what can we do as a woman, of course, to improve the public health in the digital era. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. Empowering women is an important subject of the today's world. The term of empowerment refers to the possession, the legal of the power of autonomy to act. Empowerment is a process through which individual, society, and organization gains the control of their important matters. This is closely with female empowerment, a fundamental human right that also key to achieving a more peaceful, more amazing world. And then empowering women is essential to the health and social development of families, communities, and the countries. Next slide. Okay. The first point we will discuss about the woman empowered. How is woman empowered? Well, in Bahasa we said with pemberdayaan perempuan. Okay, next slide. Okay. That we know woman empowerment can be defined to promoting women's sense of the self-worth, their ability to determine their own choice, and their right to influence the social change for themselves and for the others. When the women are living safe, fulfilled, and productive life, they can reach their full potential. They can contributing their skill to the workplace. They can raise the happier and healthier children, and then they also able to have the full sustainable economic and benefit on social and humanity at large. And then a key part of this empowerment is through education, because the girls who are educated can pursue the meaningful of work and contribute to their country's economic in their life. Okay, and then next slide, please. Okay, the second point we will discuss about the women health issues. Yes, next slide, please. Okay, the United Nations has estimated that worldwide 985 million women in 2020 will be aged 15 and over. And then in 2015, the figure will rise up to 1.65 billion. In 2020, the total female population is 3.8 billion, and the estimate for 2015 is the 4.8 billion. Of course, it's not the small number, it is the very big number for the population of the female in the world. And then next slide. Okay, that we know both men and women contract various conditions. Some health issues affect the woman differently and more commonly. Furthermore, the many women health conditions go undiagnosed. But even so, women bear exclusive health concerns such as the breast cancer and then cervical cancer, menopause, and then the pregnancy. Women suffer high heart attack deaths compared to men. Depression and anxiety exhibit more frequently among the female patients. Urinary tract condition present more often in female, and sexual transmitted disease can cause more harm to women. Among the condition has present most frequently in women, the following the four illness in the heart risk for the woman. The first is heart disease, and then breast cancer, and then ovarian and cervical cancer, and the last is depression and the anxiety. And the heart disease cause 1 in every 4 deaths among the women. 49% of all consumers suffer from the high blood pressure and the high cholesterol and the smoking and the drinking alcohol, all other factors that contribute to heart disease. And then the second is breast cancer. The condition present among female population in developed nations due to their extended lifespan. Initially, women with the breast cancer may develop breast lumps, but it's important to women to have each one checked by a care provider. And then the third is ovarian and cervical cancer. Many people are not aware about the difference between ovarian and cervical cancer. Cervical cancer originates in the lower uterus, while ovarian cancer starts in the fallopian tubes. While both condition is the similar pain, but the cervical cancer cause pain during the intercourse. And then the last is depression and anxiety. The natural hormonal fluctuation can lead to depression or anxiety for a woman. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, and then we will discuss about women, gender equality, and health. The female values in healthcare are important to women from the perspective of the patient and the healthcare professional. In special edition, the Woman in Health in 2019 has underscored that gender norms are important in creating pathway for a better health outcome and made the key to realize the sustainable development challenge of the health. Gender are the spoken and unspoken of rule society is an achieved behavior of the girls and boys and the women and men about how they should act, about how they should look, about how they should think and how they should feeling. In bahasa we usually said with emansipasi perempuan. Gender are challenged in families, communities, school, workplace, and institution. Their sociocultural expectations start early in life and powerfully shape individual attitude, opportunities, experience, and behavior. In today's society, values are based by masculine ideas for the characteristic. Every type of organization, with this in healthcare, in commercial business, is based on the masculine value system. As we know that men are considered to be more assertive, more focused, and more competitive, and more action-oriented, and then more ambitious and drive to achieve a material success. But the women are more creative, empathetic, nurturing, and compassionate with a high concern for a justice. So women are not only focused on the result, but also the process itself and the mutual connection. These female values are in the critical aspect in healthcare from the both perspective of the woman as a patient and as a healthcare professional. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, this is the third point. What to do or what can we do as a woman to improve the public health in this digital era. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. What can we do together? We can doing some point I will discuss. First is start to aware with own health, and that we can aware with our circle, and that we can stop hoax and misleading information, and that we can discuss about women values in the healthcare. Next slide. Okay. The first is start to aware with own health, because we can as a woman can influence and can change our circle to get a better health when we have done with ourselves first. So we can start to aware with own health with consume some healthy food. We can consistently food 3 times a day, and that we can consume some fruit every day, and that we can drink some water about 2 liters a day, and that we can avoid consume of alcohol. We can avoid to get smoking, and that we can get enough of sleep and the rest. And that we can doing the stress management, because the research says that mistake and problem is increasing the rise of the mental health problem. So the overthinking leads to serious emotional distress, because to escape that distress, many overthinking result to unhealthy coping strategies, such as drinking alcohol and then eat some junk food and etc. So don't to overthinking about something, because I remember someone said that don't to overthinking about something that don't change your life for 5 years later. So if it will not change your life for in the future, don't think it too much about it. Just enjoying our life as much as we can, because when we are feeling enjoy, it will increasing our endorphin hormone, that it will make we feeling happy and make our body more healthy. And the opposite, when we too stressed and too overthinking about something, it will increasing a cortisol hormone, that it will make us more stressful, and it will be impact to our health too. And then the last point is do exercise. If you currently if you currently inactive and feel your fitness is very low, it's highly recommended that you consult a health or exercise professional before start activity or start exercise. Exercise progression is unique in every person. So if you have not exercised for some times, the progress is becoming slowly. The increase the length and the intensity of your exercise session, but don't push yourself straight away, because can injury and discomfort and injury and discomfort can occur, and this may reduce your motivation to doing some exercise. And that you can doing exercise for 3 until 3 until 4 times a week with the duration of about 15 until 20 minutes every session. And then on your very first time doing exercise, maybe will appear the DOMS. DOM is the delayed onset muscle soreness. It's a pain of some muscle with we doing for exercise, but you don't worry, it will disappear for 2 until 3 days after we doing exercise for the first time. And then if you feel DOMS at your first time doing exercise, don't stop it. Just doing exercise again and again, because the DOMS just still appear in the very first time we are doing exercise. Next slide, please. Okay. And we can aware with on circle heart, we can see on the figure that we are on the center of the image. We are on the center of our circle, such as our family, our neighborhood, and our workmate. So we can influence and change our circle to get a better health after we done with ourselves first. Okay. In family, we as a woman can figure as a wife, as a mom, and then as a children. So we can aware to our family, such as our husband, our children, and then our parents too. And that we can aware with our neighborhood and our workmate by doing some vaccinate COVID-19, because the vaccinate COVID-19 not just ourselves, but it save anyone else too. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, and then the third point is stop hoax and misleading information. When we come across false information in social media, it's only natural to feel need to argue with it. But the research suggests that it might do more harm than good. And the best way to read the fake news and reduce the impact is to do nothing at all. So to reduce the effect of the false information, we should try to avoid the spreading false message. That means that social media companies should consider removing false information completely, rather than just attaching a warning label. And it means that the best thing individual and social media user can do to this not ingest with the false information at all. Next slide, please. Okay. And then the next is woman value in healthcare. Women are socially conditioning into the so-called care roles, such as a nurse, midwife, and a frontline the community health worker. The recent global of COVID-19 crisis has shown again how important these hardworking women are in patient care. Women in healthcare have demonstrated initial progress in moving up the organization and continue to report the high job. And the women also encounter persistent to advance, and then particularly for senior position where they remain still underrepresented. There's several new recommendations that healthcare organizations can take not only to the level playing, but also to ensure this action achieve measurable and improvement. Next slide, please. Okay, you can see the image that the United States in the summer of 2020 have put issues of equity front and center, pressure and corporate leaders to respond. This socio-political environmental suggests that companies will increase effort to prioritize diversity, equity, and inclusion. Okay, you can see that nearly 66% of the women report in entry level of healthcare. It's mean more high if compared with a man with 34% in healthcare. And then the same result is the manager level. Woman is more high than a man with 59%, and for the man is 41%. It means that we as a woman have a value in a healthcare to improve the public health in this era. Next slide, please. Okay. In closing, I would like to tell what we made much progress together, and together we will make even more. Women are the backbone, and then communities and nation. Women should be at the center of development effort. When the women are the healthy and educated, all of society benefit. And studies show that nation that invest in girls' education and a woman's productivity, including the families planning, including the register slowly population growth, higher productivity, and faster economic growth. Investing in girls and a woman is one of the smartest investment we can make. Michelle Obama said that there is no limit to what we as a woman can accomplish. Next slide, please. Okay. Thank you. I think enough from me. Thank you for your attention. I'm apologize for some mistake that I did for my presentation. Okay, I give the time back to Mr. Reza. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Wow, that's so amazing. Thank you very much, Mrs. Mirawati.
You're welcome.
Okay, please stay because I'm going to the third speaker, and then after the third speaker, I'm going to open the discussion session for you and for the third speaker. Okay. The third speaker, she is a Dean of Science and Technology Faculty of Aisyah Surakarta University. She achieved her master and bachelor degree at Amikam University Yogyakarta in 2020 and 2015. She published her research entitled Design and Build a Pregnancy Monitoring System for Web-Based Maternal and Infant Mortality Screening in 2021. She was the best practical assistant on advanced web programming course at STIMIC Amikam Yogyakarta 2014. She was involved on online International Summer School 2021 entitled Business, Health and Technology at Aisyah Surakarta University. Today, she is with us and she is going to talk about women's role in artificial intelligence technology from Aisyah Surakarta University, Indonesia. Here we go, Mrs. Ita Permatahati. Assalamualaikum, Mrs. Permatahati.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, how are you today?
Voice?
Okay, I can hear your voice.
Okay.
Okay, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
So thank you very much. Are you ready to deliver your material after this?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so I'm going to give you 30 minutes and it is starting from now. Good luck.
Thank you. My slide, please. Okay, thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, before I start it, let me introduce myself. My name is Ita Permatahati. I'm a lecturer in Aiska University from Indonesia. Now we will discuss about women in artificial intelligence technology. Next, please. Okay, the main theme of the webinar today is women advanced empowerment in the health, business, economic, and information technology sectors in the digital era of 4.0 toward 5.0 era. Okay, if we talk about 5.0 era, or let's say society 5.0 era, then we are talking about artificial intelligence technology. Next, please. Why? Everyone know why? Okay, next. Because Society 5.0 is a technology concept of people-centered society and collaboration with technology. The technology is AI. So what is AI? Next, please. AI, or artificial intelligence, is the study of computer systems that try to model and apply the intelligence of the human mind. Next, please. The following are examples of the application of AI technology in mobile applications that are close to our daily lives. First, shopping online. In Indonesia, we have Shopee, Tokopedia, Lazada, etc. And then streaming music and movies like TikTok, Netflix, and then ojek online. Ojek online is like a driver with motorcycle, right? In Indonesia, we have Gojek and Grab. Next, please. All right. It was a little explanation of AI. So now we discuss about the role of women in the field of AI technology. Next, please. Okay, it's simple truth. The field of AI is far too male-dominated. According to a 2018 study from Weird and Element AI, just 12% of AI researchers globally are female. Next. AI will reshape every corner of our lives in the coming years, from healthcare to finance, from education to government. None of sectors remain untouched. Next, please. The global pandemic has had a varying impact on different tech sectors, but for artificial intelligence, the demand for more experts and professionals in the industry is expected to increase. Next. Researchers, technologists, and educators are constantly working so as to contribute to society and bringing in the positive impact. Excuse me. It is therefore appalling that little we know about the faces behind this startling technology. Next, please. Yet there are many brilliant women in the forefront of AI today, as a role model, as an educator, a researcher, professor, entrepreneur in the very best and inspiring way. Next. Okay, let's take a look some of the women in AI technology today. The first, there is Rana El Kaliobi. She is CEO and co-founder of Evectiva. So Evectiva is a software company that builds artificial intelligence. The company claims its AI understands human emotions, cognitive states, activities, and the object people use by analyzing facial and vocal expressions. She is also an Egyptian-American computer scientist and entrepreneur in the field of expressions, recognition research, and technology development, which is a subset of facial recognition designed to identify the emotions expressed by the face. Next. Okay, the second, there is Joy Bolongwini. She is Ghanaian American computer scientist and digital activist based at the MIT Media Lab. She founder of Algorithmic Justice League. So Algorithmic Justice League is a digital advocacy nonprofit organization based in Cambridge. It's an organization that looks to challenge bias in decision-making software. She uses art and research to illuminate the social implications of artificial intelligence. She served on the Global Tech Panel convened by the Vice President of European Commission to advise world leaders and technology executives on ways to reduce the harms of AI. Next, please. Next, Daniela Rush. She is Romanian-American robotist. She is a director, MIT's Computer Science and AI Lab. She is one of the largest and most prestigious AI research labs in the world. This makes her part of the storied lineage. Previous directors of the CSAIL over the decades have included AI legends Marvin Minsky, JCR Licky Leader, and Rodney Brooks. Next, please. Now in Indonesia, we have Sylvia Evi Widiantari Sumarlin. She is one of the Indonesian women who has succeeded in becoming a leader in the field of information technology. In 2008, from being responsible was born in Circa chipset, which became the pride of Indonesia. Circa's own SIM card has been in development since 2012. Then in March 2015, the status was ready to be mass launched. Its production capacity reaches 100 million units per year. Is it amazing, right? Next, please. Okay, we have Murisa Chokro. She is Indonesian woman who participate in designing Tesla's autopilot technology. Through this feature, the car can perform maneuvers independently on the road without us needing to step on the brakes and gas. The driver simply sits and watches the car get to its destination. So impressive. Next, please. All right, for your information, according to an iTech Max article in 2021, in Indonesia, the number of female workers in technology companies now reaches 22%. Next, please. This is in line with the growing number of career women in technology companies. Many divisions still need a reliable female workforce. Therefore, if there is an opportunity to study and participate in special training, do not hesitate to participate and study all the material carefully. Next. Okay, cheers to all the hardworking women. Keep working towards your dreams and always stay amazing. Next. And thank you. That's all for me. Mas Reza?
Okay, I'm here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That's so amazing and mesmerizing. Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Permata Hati, for your material. Cheers to the hardworking woman, as you said. And right now, I'm going to call Mrs. Mirawati to join us because I'm going to open the discussion session. Mrs. Mirawati?
Yes, Mr. Reza.
Okay.
I'm here. Yes.
Okay, so for this session, I'm going to open the discussion session. All the participants, you may ask any question by raising your hand, and then I'm going to point you, and then you say your question, or you may drop your question on the chat box. And fortunately, from the community, we have collected some questions. The first question is, I will ask about how to manage DOMS in first time after we do exercise. And this is for Mrs. Mirawati.
Okay.
Yeah, please answer this question first.
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, terms usually appear in first time we are doing exercise, but to manage the terms, we can giving the ice pack, we can giving the ice compress to the muscle that feeling pain. We can put it for 10 until 15 minutes, and we can repeat it for 3 times a day. We can doing it for 2 days. And that we can also doing some cooling down after we are doing exercise, and that we can take a rest, and that we can take a rest while after we are doing some exercise. But if you don't doing anything when you are feeling down after you are doing exercise, don't worry, because it will decreasing automatically for 2 until 3 days after you are doing exercise. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer. To whoever that asked this question, Mrs. Mirawati said that don't worry, because it will reduce by the time. And then the next question, because sometimes we are feeling not motivated to do exercise, what can we do to manage stress management? And the question is for Mrs. Mirawati again. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the question. What can we do to increase our motivation? Yes, to doing some exercise.
Exactly.
Okay, to improve our motivation to doing exercise, we can by setting the goals. We can start the simple goals and then the progress to longer range to the goals. But we must remember that to make the goals is realistic and achievable. Yes, because can be frustrated when we give up of we can reach the goal that we made. And then the second, we will doing exercise and make it fun, because exercise doesn't have to be a boring, and you're more like to stick with a fitness program if you are having fun. And that we can giving the reward of ourselves, because before after we can reach some the achievement, we can take a few minutes to save the good feeling and the exercise, and that we can reach a longer range goal, and then treat yourself a new pair of walking shoes, new walking shoes, and that we can new tunes to enjoying while we are doing the exercise. Thank you.
Okay, that's it. And how about stop overthinking? Because you said that stop overthinking to the things that doesn't change you.
Okay, to stop overthinking, to manage the overthinking or stress, we can doing the keep the focus on the active problem solving, because dwelling on your problem is not helpful, but the looking for solution is the key. Ask yourself what step you can take to learn from a mistake to avoid it. And then instead of asking why did it happen to me, but we can ask to ourselves what can I do about it, what can I do to handle it, and that we can doing the practice mindfulness, because it's impossible to rehearse the yesterday or worry about tomorrow when you are living in the present. Commit to be becoming more aware of the here and now. Just like any other skill, mindfulness takes a practice, but over time, it can decreasing the overthinking that we feel.
Okay, wow, that's so excellent answer. And then for the next question, here we go. Next question, where can I learn AI in Indonesia? And the question is for Mrs. Permatahati. Okay, Mrs. Permatahati, please answer this question.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Reza. Where can I learn AI in Indonesia?
Yes.
Okay, actually there are many online educational platforms to learn AI. Some of them there is Bisa AI, AI for Indonesia.org, something like that. And YouTube, of course, because there are many YouTubers who share their knowledge about AI. But if you talk about colleges that study AI, I can suggest you, actually so many college in Indonesia, but maybe I can suggest you at Institute of Technology Bandung and ISKA University, of course, because there is Information System and Technology Department that has excellence in AI. That's all, Mr. Reza.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Permata Hati. As this is the digitalization era, you may learn anything, anywhere, and at any time.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the next question. What's the comparison of the role of Indonesian women with other countries about AI? And this question for Mrs. Permata Hati again.
Okay. Actually, every woman has the right to work in the field of they want, yeah, especially in the field of AI. As I said earlier, even though jobs in the technology sector are dominated by male, it's possible for women to be involved in that world. What makes it different from other countries is it could be that learning materials in the field of AI are not to educate. So it is necessary to study abroad to be able to get educate facilities. But with a strong desire and effort, anything can be achieved, especially for women. Like that. That's all, Mr. Reza, for me. Hopefully it answered. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope it fulfill our curiosity. Ladies and gentlemen, apparently the time for the discussion session is up. So we are going to the next agenda, which is the certificate handover to our speakers. Okay, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn on again your camera because we are going to take the picture again with the second and the third speaker. Okay, please turn on. Okay, and give your smile. Okay, 1, 2, 3, cheers. Okay, one more please. 1, 2, 3, cheers. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much, Mrs. Mirawati and Mrs. Permata Hati, for your knowledge, for your experiment. It is very amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue our agenda, which is the fourth speaker. She is the Deputy Dean for Academic Affairs of International College Raja Manggala University of Technology Krung Thep or ICUTK, Thailand. She achieved her doctoral degree in management in July 2019 at International College of National Institute of Development Administration or ICO NIDA, Thailand. She has 11 works as a research. One of them is contribution of cultural intelligence to adaptive selling and customer-oriented selling of salespeople at international trade shows. Does cultural similarity matters in 2019? And then she was awarded for the Good Dissertation Award in 2019 entitled Contribution of Cultural Intelligence to Adaptive Selling Behavior, Customer-Oriented Selling Behavior, and Cross-Cultural Sales Performance of Thai Salespeople. And she is involved in Colloquium Doctoral International Conference on Economics and Business in July 2021. She still has many more achievements and awards that I cannot mention one by one, but today she is going to share her experience, her knowledge and insight about social media in the digital era 4.0 towards 5.0. And from Thailand, let's welcome Dr. Arti Pandey. Okay, good morning.
Morning.
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ Good morning. I am Dr. Arti. First of all, I would like to say thank you to the organizer of this event also. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. How are you today, Dr. Arti?
Yeah, I'm fine today. How about you?
I'm fine too. Thank you very much. It is very amazing because I can see you today. Are you ready to deliver your material?
Yes, I am going to share the screen of my PowerPoint. So can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, now I would like to start my presentation. First of all, I would like to introduce myself once more time. Okay, I'm Dr. Arti Pandey from International College of Rajamangala University of Technology, Krungthep. And I would like to say thank you to the organizer of this event that invite me to have the chance to share my research contribution to this event also. So as I know that this international webinar is focused on the woman empowering, right?
Yes.
So that's why I select one of my research publication that focus on the contribution of social media and cultural intelligence on Indian Thai B2B. But anyway, I will focus on the woman context, how women will use social media in order to facilitate that selling career, okay, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic in last 2 or 3 years. Social media help women a lot in their selling career because their children also need to study at home, right? So when they need to contact their customer, they need to also use the social media. So that's why it's become the inspiration for me to share with you, okay, about this topic. So in the presentation, I will divide the presentation into 5 subtopics. The first is the introduction. Second is the literature review of the study. Third is the research methodology. Fourth is the test of hypothesis. And last is the research summary. So let's start with the part 1, the introduction, okay? So according to this study, okay, introduction part, I would like to divide it into sub 5 topics. The background of this study, okay, start with the social media because social media is the main concept of this study. But I would like to focus on the social media used by the woman in the selling career, okay? Social media has become more popular, as you know that, especially we see the importance of social media during the COVID-19 pandemic. Without social media, many works cannot run very smooth, okay? So social media has become more popular in selling context because it facilitates the interaction between sellers, buyers, especially if they have difficulty in face-to-face communication. As you know that during the pandemic, we cannot travel around the world just like we used to do before, right? So that's why social media will help us to communicate with customer inside and outside the country, especially for women, okay, who need to, teach their children at home, cook food for their children at home, but they still can use social media in their selling career in order to get the commission in their selling. Statement of problem, the cultural intelligence CQ is one of the interesting concept that is many researchers try to study in this concept. Is one of the conceptualization of cross-cultural competency that has gained a lot of attention from many researchers because cultural intelligence will help the salespeople in order to interact with the different culture of customer effectively. That's why the research or the contribution of this research, just like the amount of study about the role of social media use in cultural selling is still set in facilitating the women salespeople to successfully interact with international B2B clients and also increase their cross-cultural sales. So that's why after this study finished, the contribution of the study is will help the women understand regarding the benefit of cultural intelligence in cross-cultural selling by using social media. The second part that I would like to focus is the literature review.
So as you know that social media is a good group of internet-based application, just like Instagram, WhatsApp, Meta, something like that. So these all applications build an ideological and technological foundation as the Web 2.0, and that around the creation of exchange of user-generated content. Okay, have observed that benefit of salespeople using social media to facilitate communication about product information with B2B customer and to be more responsive to their needs, which in turn can create customer satisfaction, brand engagement, and increase sales. As you know that during COVID-19 pandemic, right? Many people, they don't like to interact face-to-face with other people who they don't know because they fear of the disease. So social media will facilitate the consumer and salespeople to interact with each other and make the buying, selling activity successfully. In addition, okay, the research also found that the real-time interactive characteristic of social media might help salespeople to provide the most up-to-date information about new product, new service, new promotion, and it will shorten the selling cycle. So these are all the benefits of social media. Now I would like to focus on why CQ is important for the women sales people when they need to interact with cultural customer. Because CQ is the concept pioneered by earlier in cultural diversity. So CQ divided into four dimensions. The first one is cognitive CQ. It's the individual cultural knowledge, the background. For example, we know that the Japanese people, they like to take about, not say sawadee ka or sawadee ka, not say hello, hi, but Japanese people take about when they meet other people, something like that. These are the cognitive CQ that we know since we were young, right? Second one, metacognitive CQ, it's just like individual cultural consciousness and awareness. You try to be awareness when you interact with other people culture and try to understand them and try to check whether your knowledge background is according to what you have seen. If your knowledge is not up to adapt. The third one, motivational CQ, it's just like degree of drive that you are really happy, you enjoy to interact with people in other culture. Some people, they are not enjoy to talk with people in other culture, but some people, they really enjoy, okay? Behavioral CQ is mean you try to mimic their behavior. For example, just like I mentioned, Japanese people, they take a bow when they meet other people. So you try to follow this behavior of Japanese when you go to Japan. So you take a bow, you will not shake hand. You will not say sawadee cup, something like that, okay? So these are the four dimensions. So research outcome associated with cultural intelligence, okay? Cultural intelligence found that people with CQ or cultural intelligence can have the cross-cultural adjustment and cultural adaptation. Exactly the same is mean that if any woman salespeople, they have cultural intelligence, those women salespeople will have cross-cultural adjustment and cultural adaptation. If you have CQ, it will help you to cross-cultural performance outcome. If you have CQ, your performance of the entrepreneur in international business will increase, and it will help you to perform as the good international leader. So cross-cultural sales performance, it's just like cross-cultural selling. It's the difference between domestic selling and international selling. When you sell product in your own country, it's easier than you sell your product in international market. So that's why you need to understand the cross-cultural knowledge. Because different in culture, different in language, different in norm, different in attitude, is affect the way that you will sell product. Some country customer, they love sell promotion. Some country customer, they don't like sell promotion because they said that it's been that the product is not in good quality. That's why you offer promotion, something like that. So you need to understand the preference, the needs of people, the customer in different countries. So a majority of research found that there are two more skills, two selling behavior that women salespeople need to have if they would like to sell in international market. They are adaptive selling behavior and customer-oriented selling behavior. Adaptive selling behavior is mean that when the woman salespeople face with cross-cultural salespeople, they try to adapt the behavior just like this. These are American leader and these are the Japanese leader, right? So the different, okay, different, you try to mimic, you try to follow the behavior. Customer-oriented selling behavior is mean that you try to understand the needs of your customer, which color of product, which size of product your customer would like to purchase. So that's why it's become the conceptual framework of this study. Okay, it's divided into 10 hypotheses for this study. So for the hypothesis, I would like to say that, wait a minute. For the hypothesis one, it's mentioned that the salespeople who use social media more intensively for B2B selling will achieve better cross-cultural sales performance. So for the hypothesis two, okay, here is the hypothesis two. Hypothesis two said that the level of CQ of salespeople is positively associated with cross-cultural sales performance. For the hypothesis three said that salespeople who use social media intensively for B2B selling possess higher level of CQ. Hypothesis 4 said that salespeople adaptive selling behavior is positively related to cross-cultural sales performance. Hypothesis 5 said that salespeople who use social media more intensively for B2B selling possess higher level of adaptive selling behavior. And hypothesis 6 said that salespeople customer-oriented selling behavior is related positively to their cross-cultural sales performance. Hypothesis 7 said that salespeople who use social media more intensively for B2B selling possess higher level of customer-oriented selling behavior. Hypothesis 8 said that cultural intelligence mediate the positive relationship between social media use intensity in B2B and cross-cultural sales performance. Hypothesis 9 said that cultural intelligence mediate the positive relationship between social media intensity in B2B selling and cross-cultural sales performance. And hypothesis 10 said that the customer-oriented selling behavior mediate the relationship between social media use intensity in B2B selling and cross-cultural sales performance. So total 10 hypotheses. The methodology used in this study, we collect the data in this study, collect from the Thai sales people, okay, who were assigned for selling activity in international trade show exhibition in India. We select Indian market because, as you know, that Indian people, they are nationalism. It's very difficult to sell the product to the Indian. They are very high power distance, very high nationalism. So that's why if you are the salespeople, especially women salespeople, who are lack of the cultural intelligence, lack of adaptive selling behavior, and lack of customer-oriented selling behavior, it might be difficult to deal with Indian customer because they are very, very high nationalism. Okay, so sampling frame, sales personnel from 54 business organizations in Thailand who have used social media to perform their B2B selling, Indian to Indian customer after attending the international trade show. For the data processing process in this study, we use partial least square analysis, okay, because the study used PLS regression for analyzing the proposed model. And the social media that we talk about, the women salespeople in Thailand, they normally use this type of social media, okay. The highest is the Line application. Second one is WhatsApp, Facebook, WeChat, YouTube, and Instagram. So when women salespeople in Thailand, they need to interact with the international customer. They normally use this platform to communicate with their international customer. But the most popular one is Line application. Now for the test of hypothesis, according to all 10 hypotheses, we found that all hypotheses support except hypothesis number 4. Okay, hypothesis number 4 not support and negative relationship. Hypothesis number 4 said that adaptive selling behavior is not positively related to cross-cultural self-performance. The less all hypotheses support. So it means that we can make sure that social media use intensity in B2B will help the women salespeople to interact effectively in cross-cultural sales performance. So that's why it looks like this. You see, social media use intensity for B2B selling, okay, is positive related to cross-cultural sales performance, and it is statistically significant, and all are statistically significant. Social media use intensity for B2B selling also state positive relationship and statistically significant to cross-cultural sales performance. So that's why past 5, the conclusion of this study, for the limitation of this study, since we mentioned that we focus on the women salespeople who use social media, but in this study, I collect the data from only Thai saleswomen who work in the international trade show in India. This is the limitation. Okay, the research contribution is mean the data is just like is provide the benefit to the organization and the salespeople who use social media in their selling career. So this research can contribute to them. Practical contribution, this research will provide a practical contribution to the organization that they should provide a cultural intelligence training program to their salespeople in case that they would like to make to send their women salespeople to sell the product into the international market. And for the future research, it means the research should add more sample size or maybe do the comparative study between different countries, not only Indian, something like that. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, please stay because after this we are going to have the last speaker, and after the last speaker presentation, I'm going to open the discussion session. Okay? Okay, one question for you, Dr. Pandey. Why are you wearing black as I'm wearing black?
Pardon?
Why are you wearing black as I'm wearing black today? Is that right?
I cannot hear your question clearly.
Okay, it's okay. I think it's not very important question. Okay, we are going to proceed to the last speaker. Okay, please stay. Okay, to the audiences, the last speaker, she is the Dean of the Faculty of Law and Management, Head of the Department of Financial, Tax and Banking Law, Professor of the Department of Financial, Tax and Banking Law at Samara branch of the Moscow State Pedagogical University. She started her scientific and pedagogical activity in 1997 at Samara State Aerospace University. In 2002, she defended her dissertation for the degree of Candidate of Legal Sciences in the specialty Administrative Law, Financial Law, Information Law, and in 2010, she achieved her doctoral law in the same specialty. Right now, she has more than 70 scientific publications and more than 11 textbooks and teaching aids. She was awarded for the textbook entitled Constitutional State Law of Foreign Countries and the textbook Financial Law received diplomas of the All-Russian Exhibition as the Golden Fund of Domestic Science. Right now, she is the president of the Association of Law School. She is going to talk about the role of women in the economic development of Russia. She is going to speak in Russian. Do you speak Russian? I don't speak Russian either, but don't worry. She is inviting the interpreter. He is Mr. Timur Kovanov. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Professor Tatiana Alexandrovna Serebriakova. Hello, Professor Tatiana.
Здравствуйте, дорогие друзья. Добрый день, уважаемые организаторы и участники.
Okay, spasibo, Prognos. And where is Mr. Kovanov?
Мы просим организаторов подключить звук переводчику.
Good day. Now I'm able to speak.
Спасибо.
Можете, пожалуйста, повторить, что мне перевести?
Еще раз добрый день, уважаемые организаторы, уважаемые участники мероприятия. Очень рада приветствовать вас и хотелось бы поблагодарить за возможность выступления, за предоставленную возможность выступления.
Good day, everyone. Good day, organizers and participants. I want to thank organizers for opportunity to speak.
Тема, которая затронута была изначально организаторами, она является крайне актуальной. Действительно, роль женщин в мировом пространстве, в каждом государстве существенно повышается. И в последние десятилетия это особенно неуклонно растет.
The topic which was touched upon by the organizers is very trendy now, and the role of this topic is steadily increasing now.
Okay, sorry for Mr. Kophanov. Can you ask Professor Tatiana, should we share the presentation or will she share the presentation herself, please? Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Please, going on.
Я продолжаю, да?
Да, можете продолжать.
Сферой деятельности женщин перестают быть только исключительно ведение домашнего хозяйства и воспитание детей. Женщины активно включаются в трудовую деятельность, принимают участие в общественной жизни.
Line of women's business ceases to be exclusively housekeeping and child rearing. Women are extensively involved in labor activities, taking part in social life.
Процессы перераспределения ролей между мужчиной и женщиной затронули сферу политики и власти.
The processes of role distribution between men and women have also affected the politics and power sphere.
Женщины наравне с мужчинами противостоят современным вызовам, что говорит об их готовности нести все бремя ответственности за свои действия. Но, несмотря на это, в обществе скрыто и явно проявляется неравноправие женщин и мужчин в экономике, политике и социальной сфере общества.
Women, as well as men, are facing the modern challenges that point to their readiness to be fully responsible for their own actions. Nonetheless, the inequity of genders is appeared either secretly or openly in economics, politics, and social issues.
Если углубиться в историю, то можно увидеть, что отношение к женщине всегда было не как к равноправному члену общества, а как к рабыне, которая могла прислуживать мужчине и не имела права голоса. Женщины не воспринимались ранее в политике, экономике и науке.
Turning to history, women were treated not as equal members of society, but as slaves, having no voting rights and being bound to serve the men. Women were not accepted in politics, economics, and science before.
Если женщина пыталась внести свой вклад в развитие человечества, занимаясь наукой, ее выводы не воспринимались всерьез. И только после того, как тот или иной факт подтверждался исследователем-мужчиной, принимался на веру. Но постепенно женщины доказали, что они ничем не уступают мужчинам в науке, экономике, на производстве. И на сегодняшний день женщины продолжают бороться за свои права, проявляя инициативу, креативность, деловой подход, реализуя глубокие знания в различных отраслях.
When a woman attempted to contribute to the human development in science, her findings were not taken seriously until confirmed by a male researcher and then taken for granted. However, women have gradually proven their equality with men in science, economics, and in the workplace. Currently, they keep fighting for their rights, showing the initiative, creativity, and practical approach, as well as implementing advanced knowledge across a variety of industries.
Российская Федерация – демократическое и правовое государство. Так определено Конституцией, принятой в 1993 году. В соответствии со статьей 37 Основного закона, труд свободен, каждый имеет право свободно распоряжаться своими способностями к труду и выбирать род деятельности и профессии.
The Russian Federation is a democratic state of law, as defined by the Constitution adopted in 1993. Article 37 of the Russian Constitution states, "Labor is free. Everyone shall have the right to freely use his labor capabilities, to choose the type of activity and profession."
Принципы, определенные статьей 37, являются основополагающими для всех трудовых прав граждан, обладают наивысшей юридической силой, что проявляется в принципиальном соответствии всех трудовых прав, закрепленных различными нормативными актами.
The principles defined by Article 37 are fundamental for all labor rights of citizens, possess supreme legal authority, manifested in accordance with fundamental compliance of all labor rights. These rights are contained in various regulations.
Свобода труда является одной из характеристик демократического государства, и субъектом этого права является каждый человек.
Labor right is one of the democratic state's characteristics. The legal person of this right is every human being.
Данное положение согласуется с частью 2 статьи 19 Конституции, в которой закреплено, что государство гарантирует равенство прав и свобод человека и гражданина независимо от пола, расы, национальности, языка, происхождения, имущественного и должностного положения, места жительства, отношения к религии, убеждений, принадлежности к общественным объединениям, а также других обстоятельств. Следует обратить внимание на тот факт, что первой характеристикой из перечисленных является пол человека.
This statement is in the line with Chapter 2, Article 19 of the Russian Constitution that establishes the state shall guarantee the equality of rights and freedoms of man and citizen, regardless of gender, race, nationality, language, origin, property, and official status, place of residence, religion, convictions, membership of public associations, and also of other circumstances. It is noteworthy that the first sign listed in this article is a person's gender.
Каждый имеет право на труд в условиях, отвечающих требованиям безопасности и гигиены, за вознаграждение за труд без какого бы то ни было дискриминации и не ниже установленной федеральным законом минимального размера оплаты труда, а также право на защиту от безработицы.
Everyone shall have the right to labor conditions meeting the safety and hygiene requirements, to labor remuneration without any discrimination whatsoever, and to wages and salaries not lower than the minimum established by federal law, as well as a right to protection against unemployment.
В России сегодня развивается экономика смешанного типа, основой которой является рыночная экономика. Вместе с тем государственная власть контролирует большую часть происходящих экономических процессов.
Today's Russian economy is developing as a mixed type based on a market system with most of economic functions controlled by the government.
Рыночная экономика как форма товарно-денежных отношений предполагает свободную конкуренцию и ценообразование. Рынок должен формироваться в интересах народа, проживающего на территории государства, и все формы собственности должны иметь равные условия для развития.
A market economy as a form of exchange relations includes free competition and open markets pricing. The market should be driven in favor of the people living in the country. All forms of property should have the equal development conditions.
Современный рынок России выявил резко выраженную гендерную направленность изменений структуры занятости на рынке труда. Еще 10-15 лет назад отмечалось сокращение доли женщин во всех отраслях экономики, на рабочих местах, требующих высокого профессионального мастерства и глубоких знаний, особенно в сфере интеллектуального труда. Сосредоточение женщин в отраслях с нестабильной и законодательно незащищенной занятостью, в том числе в неформальной экономике.
The modern Russian market has shown a pronounced gender focus on employment restructuring in the job market. The share of women in all economy industries, including high-skilled jobs, saw a decrease between 10 and 15 years ago. This especially affected knowledge work, with women concentrated in precarious employment and shadow economy specifically.
Гендерная асимметрия смещалась в пользу мужчин и создавала качественно новую ситуацию на рынке труда, занятости и профессий. В настоящее время следует говорить о постепенной феминизации экономики.
The gender asymmetry had a bias towards men and created a game-changing situation in the job market. Currently, one can tell about a gradual feminization of the Russian economy.
Безусловно, есть факторы, которые тормозят расширение участия женщин в экономическом развитии государства. И хотелось бы остановиться на некоторых из них.
Of course, there are still factors hindering the expansion of women's role in the state's economic advancement. We should focus on the main ones.
Первая проблема – это оплата труда.
The first point is a salary level.
Российским женщинам платят на 30% меньше, чем мужчинам. Об этом весной 2019 года в своем докладе отметила вице-премьер России Ольга Голодец.
This problem was noted by the Deputy Prime Minister Olga Golodets in the spring of 2019.
При этом женщины гораздо образованнее мужчин, 37% имеют высшее образование, тогда как у мужчин этот показатель составляет всего 31%. При всех возможностях, которые женщины имеют, они не достигают такого же уровня образования, карьерного роста, оплаты своего труда, как у мужчины.
On the other hand, women are much educated than men. 37% of women have a university degree, whereas this figure is only 31% for men. With all the opportunities that women have, they cannot reach as same level of education, career growth, and salary as the men do.
Наибольший гендерный разрыв отмечается в оплате труда специалистов среднего уровня. Это 38,5%. У руководителей он фиксируется на уровне 29%, а у специалистов высшей квалификации на уровне 25%.
The largest gender gap is noted in the salaries of mid-level specialists. It is 38.5%. For managers, it is accounting for 29.7% and is only 25% for highly qualified specialists.
Исключение составляет только столица, город Москва, где оплата труда слабого пола отстает лишь на 11%.
The only exception is recorded in Moscow, where women's salaries are only 11% behind.
Исходя из представленных цифр, следует сделать промежуточный вывод о том, что территориальность также влияет на оплату труда. В столице, городах-миллионниках труд оплачивается выше, нежели в провинциях.
According to these figures, we should also make an intermediate conclusion that pay depends on region as well. Labor is paid higher in the capital and million-plus cities rather than in country towns.
Разрыв в оплате труда в России в 2019 году между женщинами и мужчинами составил 27,9%, что существенно превышает среднемировой показатель.
The pay gap in Russia was 27.9% in 2019, which is considerably higher than the global average.
Эти же данные были приведены в добровольном национальном обзоре достижения целей устойчивого развития, представленной Россией на политическом форуме высокого уровня при ООН в июле 2020 года. Российские мужчины в 2019 году зарабатывали на 27,9% больше, чем женщины. Отношение заработной платы женщин к заработной плате мужчин составило 72,1%.
These statistics also appear in voluntary National Review of Sustainable Development Goals presented by Russia at the United States High-Level Political Forum in July 2020. The Russian men earned 27.9 more than the women in 2019. The ratio of women's wages to men's amounted to 72.1%.
Данные по гендерному разрыву в оплате труда сильно варьируются по регионам. Также они варьируются по видам экономической деятельности, группам профессий, причем, как и в других странах мира, профессии, в которых превалирует мужская занятость, отличаются, как правило, высоким показателем разрыва.
Data on the gender pay gap is vastly different according to regions, economic activity, occupational groups, and as in the other countries, the jobs with male employment prevailing usually have the higher gap rate.
Отмечается зависимость гендерного разрыва в оплате труда от семейного положения и возраста женщин. Разрыв увеличивается с возрастом сотрудника. Если в возрасте от 16 до 29 лет он составляет 18-20%, то с 30-летнего возраста увеличивается до 27-30%.
The gender pay gap correlation to civil states and women's age has been noted. This gap increased with the age of employees. The figure amounted to from 18 to 20% for workers aged from 16 to 29, whereas it is from 27 to 30% for workers aged 30.
Такая динамика в оплате труда связана с тем, что период рождения детей и дошкольный период их воспитания приходится на возраст женщин после 30 лет, когда они чаще работают по сокращенному графику, и это обуславливает более низкую заработную плату.
This trend in salaries is due to the fact that childbirth and preschool parenting period is applicable for women aged over 30 when they work part-time, resulting in low salaries.
Следующая проблема – это гендерная дискриминация на рынке труда, которая характеризуется количеством женщин на руководящих должностях и в органах власти. Тем не менее, сегодня россиянкам удается продвигаться на высокие позиции.
The second problem is a gender-based discrimination in the job market, characterizing by an amount of women both in management and government. Nonetheless, the Russian women do manage to advance to the higher positions.
Так, в последнем рейтинге генеральных директоров 620 крупнейших компаний оказались 43 представительницы прекрасного пола, в то время как 4 года назад в этом списке было всего 23 дамы.
For example, there were 43 women in the latest CEO rating of 620 companies, while there were only 23 ladies on this list 4 years ago.
В настоящее время в высшем руководстве страны есть как минимум несколько женщин, занимающих ведущие позиции. Это вице-премьеры Ольга Голодец и Татьяна Голикова, а также глава Совета Федерации Валентина Матвиенко.
Currently, top officials of Russia include at least a few women taking leading positions. Deputy Prime Ministers Olga Golodets and Tatiana Golikova, as well as the head of the Federation Council of Russia, Valentina Matvienko.
Проанализировав материалы исследований ученых-экономистов, социологов, историков, юристов, следует сделать вывод о том, что вышеуказанные данные – это следствие советского прошлого, поскольку руководство страны последовательно проводило курс на равноправие женщин.
Having the research materials of economists, sociologists, lawyers, and historians analyzed, it should be concluded that aforementioned data result from the Soviet heritage, since the Soviet authorities pursued the policy of gender equality.
В советское время, в период до 1991 года, женщины активно шли в те сферы экономики, которые тогда считались не особенно престижными, перспективными и значимыми. Это относится к финансам, юриспруденции, медицине и образованию. На крупных предприятиях, заводах и фабриках в руководстве женщины в основном были представлены на уровне главных бухгалтеров и плановиков.
In Soviet era, women were heavily working at jobs that were regarded as non-prestigious, unpromising, and insignificant. This includes financial, law, health, and educational activities. Soviet women were mostly represented as chief accountants or planning managers in large-scale enterprises such as plants and factories.
Врач, учитель, судья были во многом женскими профессиями. Мужчины доминировали в реальном секторе экономики, работая инженерами, из которых и рекрутировались директора предприятий и выходили партийные советские работники.
The occupations like doctors, teachers, and judges used to be considered generally female. Men dominated the real economy, working as engineers that were afterwards employed as company directors alongside the other Soviet and party workers.
После развала СССР, после 1991 года, картина кардинально изменилась. Вчерашние аутсайдеры, финансисты и экономисты вышли на предприятиях на первый план, тогда как инженерно-технические работники потеряли приоритет. А поскольку, как уже было отмечено выше, среди первых преобладали женщины, они и заняли львиную долю руководящих должностей. В результате на руководящих постах женщин стало больше.
The situation dramatically changed after the collapse of the Soviet Union after 1991. Existing outsiders like economists and financiers came to the fore, while the priority of engineers got low. But since, as aforementioned, women prevailed among the first, they got the vast majority of executive posts.
Для преодоления гендерного разрыва, определяющего участие женщин в экономическом развитии, происходят существенные преобразования в группах профессий, которые ранее считались сугубо мужскими.
To close the gender gap defining women in states' economic development, Russia has been undergoing a significant transformation in occupation groups used to be considered as mainly male before.
Сократился список запрещенных для женщин профессий. К ним отнесли такие профессии, как дальнобойщик, парашютист, машинист электропоезда, автослесарь и другие. Это во многом объясняется тем, что за десятилетия поменялись условия труда, он стал легче, менее опасным и вредным, многие процессы стали более автоматизированы.
The list of occupations prohibited for women was reduced. This reduction involved such occupations as truck driving, parachuting, train driving, car repairing, etc. This is largely because working conditions have changed over the decades. Labor in whole have become easier, less dangerous and harmful. Many operations have been automated.
На изменение условий труда существенно повлияла и цифровизация. Появились новые профессии, реализуемые в цифровом пространстве, такие как виртуальные психологи, программисты, бизнес-консультанты, дизайнеры и многие другие. Очевидным является и то, что без цифрового образования невозможно существование и развитие цифровой экономики. А преподавательскую деятельность в России в большинстве случаев осуществляют именно женщины.
Digitalization has also affected working conditions in a significant way. New professions have emerged within the digital space, such as remote psychologists, programmers, business advisors, designers, and many more other occupations. In addition, the development of digital economy is apparently impossible without digital education. At the same time, the major part of teaching activity in Russia belongs to women.
Следующая позиция, ослабляющая роль женщины в экономике, это материнство. Особая категория работающих женщин в России – это молодые матери.
The next point that weakens women in economy is motherhood. Young mothers are a special category of working women in Russia.
Следует отметить недостаточную социальную защиту данной категории, и как результат это наиболее уязвимая группа на рынке труда. В связи с уходом в декрет у женщин снижаются возможности для карьерного роста. Кроме того, на время отпуска по уходу за ребенком они лишаются заработка и зачастую не могут обеспечить себе стабильный доход.
It should be noted that this category is the most vulnerable in the job market due to its insufficient social protection. Due to taking maternity leave, women have less opportunity for career growth. Moreover, they are unable to get salary and often to ensure a steady income while taking care of their child on vacation.
Вместе с тем следует отметить, что ситуация по поддержанию молодых матерей в России начала кардинально меняться. Поддерживать молодых матерей призван национальный проект «Демография», в рамках которого с 19 по 24 годы осуществляется федеральный проект содействия занятости женщин.
However, it is noteworthy that young mothers' support situation in Russia has started to drastically change. Demography National Project is aimed to support young mothers, in which Women's Employment Promotion Federal Project is being implemented from 2019 to 2024.
Основная задача – это переобучение и повышение квалификации женщин с детьми. Финансирование данного проекта осуществляется за счет средств бюджета Российской Федерации.
The project's main objective is to retrain women having children and to improve their qualification. Funding for this project is provided through the budget funds of the Russian Federation.
Также в России действуют и региональные программы. Например, в Москве женщины с детьми могут принять участие в проекте «Мама работает». Он рассчитан на молодых матерей, которые готовы строить карьеру во время отпуска по уходу за ребенком и сразу после выхода из него. Основная задача – помочь найти работу, которая позволит иметь стабильный доход и продолжать воспитывать детей.
In addition to this, there are various regional programs in Russia. For instance, female residents of Moscow having children are able to take part in Mother at Work project. The project runs for young mothers willing to have a career during their maternity leave or right after their leave ends. The main goal of this project is to help mothers get a job allowing to have a regular income and to raise their children.
Многие современные российские компании сегодня стремятся сделать рабочие места более привлекательными для как можно большего числа соискателей. Ряд работодателей готовы предоставлять гибкий график, возможность удаленной работы или работу на полставки.
Today, many Russian companies aim to make jobs more attractive for as many applicants as possible. A number of employers are willing to provide jobs with flexible work hours, remote workspace, and part-time included.
Например, среди прочего, речь идет о таких позициях, как менеджер интернет-магазина, оператор колл-центра, онлайн-консультант, менеджер по продажам, онлайн-репетитор, диспетчер и так далее. Такие предложения подразумевают гибкий график и возможность надомной работы. Указанные условия труда являются наиболее привлекательными для женщин, воспитывающих несовершеннолетних детей.
To name a few, it involves such jobs as an online store manager, call center operator, online advisor, sales manager, online tutor, dispatch operator, etc. These offers imply flexible time and remote work opportunity. The stated working conditions are the most attractive for women raising minor children.
Одним из существенных факторов, влияющих на возможность осуществления трудовой деятельности и активной социальной позиции в целом, является возраст человека. Многие дамы в возрасте 50+ сталкиваются с проблемой в трудоустройстве.
A person's age is one of the essential factors that affects engaging in labor activity and in social position in general. Many women aged over 50 face the employment problems.
Решение данной проблемы возможно за счет федеральной программы «Старшее поколение», которая входит в указанный ранее национальный проект «Демография». Названная программа дает возможность гражданам старше 50 лет бесплатно осваивать новые профессии и повышать квалификацию.
The solution to these problems is possible through Old Generation Federal Program, included within the aforementioned Demography National Project. This program allows the citizens over 50 to learn new occupations and to improve one's qualification for free.
Кроме этого, программа по организации профессионального обучения и дополнительного профессионального образования граждан предпенсионного возраста разработана во всех субъектах Российской Федерации.
In addition, the programs of vocational and further education for pre-retirement aged citizens have been developed for every administrative entity of Russia.
Для большинства лиц, прошедших переобучение, это возможность получить новые навыки, освоить новую профессию. Реализация указанной программы способствует не только сохранению занятости граждан старшего поколения, их профессиональному росту, но и развитию регионального рынка труда.
These programs are an opportunity to learn new skills and jobs for the most of returnees. The program's implementation contributes to not only maintaining senior citizen employment and their career, but to development of regional job markets as well.
Все эти меры в целом позволяют уравновесить рынок труда с точки зрения вовлеченности представителей обоих полов в экономическую деятельность.
All these measures generally allow to balance the job market in terms of engagement of both genders in economic activities.
В целом следует отметить, что государство ведет активную работу по обеспечению гендерного равенства. Еще в 2017 году правительством Российской Федерации была принята национальная стратегия действий в интересах женщин 2017-2022. Основными задачами данной стратегии являются следующие.
In general, it should be noted that government is intensively working to ensure gender equality. Back in 2017, the Russian government implemented the national strategy for women up to 2022. The main objectives of this strategy includes
Mr. Kovanov?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, actually, I'm wondering what happened to her.
I don't know, actually.
Because the signal, I think.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. It seems like she disconnected.
Okay, and actually the time is 5 minutes more to be up.
Да, у меня подключилось все.
Respect. Let's confirm.
She's connected.
Yeah, she's connected. Just tell her that the time is 5 minutes left, okay?
Okay, у нас осталось 5 минут.
Хорошо. Тогда, Тимур, сокращаемся. Итак, об основных задачах стратегии практически мы уже начали говорить. Итак, это совершенствование в целях улучшения положения женщин, связанных с материнским капиталом, повышение конкурентоспособности на рынке труда за счет принятия антидискриминационных мер. Переводите.
So we started with the main objectives of this strategy that include legislative development in favor of women promotion, including issues that are related to maternity benefit payments and implementation of maternity capital program, improving the competitiveness of women in the job market through affirmative action policy.
Поэтапное повышение оплаты труда в бюджетных секторах экономики, здравоохранения, в которых заняты преимущественно женщины, в сферах образования, науки, здравоохранения, культуры и социальной защиты, создание благоприятных условий для совмещения семейных обязанностей по воспитанию детей, повышение качества оказания медицинской помощи женщинам в период беременности, родов и послеродовой период, государственную поддержку малого и среднего предпринимательства и последовательную государственную поддержку социально ориентированных некоммерческих организаций, деятельность которых направлена на улучшение положения женщин.
Gradual pay increase in public sector economy with mostly women workers employed, healthcare, science, social protection, and educational sectors, better conditions to combine both child rearing, including raising of physically challenged children, and working activities, ensuring access to preschool education for children aged from 3 to 7, formalizing the provision of granting an annual paid leave for a person raising a physically challenged child, better health care for women during the pregnancy, childbirth, and postnatal period, government support of small and medium businesses with women entrepreneurs as well, and consistent government support for socially driven nonprofit organizations aimed to promote empowerment of women, family, and children.
Сегодня принята новая стратегия в интересах женщин, национальная стратегия на 23-30 годы. В связи с этим поставлены новые задачи. Это новые возможности занятости женщин на рынке труда, расширение участия женщин в сфере предпринимательства, создание условий для получения качественного образования, продвижение женского лидерства и расширение участия женщин в общественно-политической жизни.
The Labor Ministry of the Russian Federation has accepted the national strategy for women for the period from 2023 to 2030. This strategy includes the following tasks. First is advanced features for women employment in the labor market, increasing the share of women in business, then creating conditions for proper education, women leadership promotion, and promotion of women in politics and the public sphere.
И в результате можно сделать вывод о том, что не может быть подлинной демократии без наличия гендерной дискриминации в сфере экономики. В России в настоящее время расширяются возможности выбора женщинами жизненного пути и профессиональной карьеры. Практически ликвидирована экономическая зависимость женщины, осуществляется самообеспечение каждой личности за счет собственного труда и собственности, а также широкого доступа к государственным социальным услугам.
In summary, it should be said that there can be no real democracy with a gender discrimination in economics existing. In today's Russia, career options for women are currently expanding. The economic dependence of women has been virtually eradicated. Each individual is self-sufficient as a result of being employed and possessing their own property, as well as of greater access to state social services.
Большое спасибо за внимание. Готова ответить на ваши вопросы.
Thank you so much for attention. I'm ready to answer your questions.
Okay, spasibo. Thank you very much for Professor Tatiana for the material and for Mr. Timur Kovanov for the very smooth interpretation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to open the discussion session, but I would like to inform you, we do apologize because the previous speaker, who is Dr. Arti Pandey, cannot join the meeting today, cannot join the discussion session today, as he has class right now. So the question is going to address to Professor Tatiana. Okay. So we have collected the question. The question for Professor Tatiana: does gender discrimination matter the economic development? Okay.
Влияет ли гендерная дискриминация на экономическое развитие?
Безусловно, на сегодняшний день мы можем сделать вывод о том, что на экономическое развитие это существенно влияет. Это, как я уже сказала, связано и с тем, что уровень образования женщин достаточно высок, и он бы мог существенно продвинуть экономику государства.
Of course, we can sum up that it strongly affects economic development. As aforementioned, the level of education could be increased.
Okay. Okay, I see. Thank you very much. For the next question, Do you think women are equal to men in terms of leadership?
Как вы считаете, равны ли женщины и мужчины в рамках лидерства?
Но я уже сказала об этом в своем докладе, что на сегодняшний день в любом случае у женщин несколько слабее позиции, хотя в последнее время феминизация управления имеет место. И были приведены примеры очень успешных лидеров женщин, которые достигли высоких результатов. Это и наши вице-премьеры, это председатель Совета Федерации, но тем не менее женщине гораздо тяжелее, сложнее добиться высоких позиций.
Of course, as aforementioned in my report, women have the weaker positions, but still we can talk about feminization of economy. It includes the high positions, for example, of the women in top as top officials, for example, deputy prime ministers, federal councils, etc.
Okay, thank you very much for the response. And it seems we don't have any question more. So it is the end of our discussion session today. Okay, thank you very much. But for the appreciation, we are going to hand over the certificate to Professor Tatiana. Dr. Pandi, and then followed for Professor Tatiana.
Вам вручили сертификат.
Большое спасибо. Еще раз хотелось бы поблагодарить организаторов за предоставленную возможность участия.
Thank you so much. I'd like to express my gratitude to organizers for opportunity to speak up.
Okay, you are welcome. We thank you too for your involvement in this webinar, international webinar. Thank you very much. Okay, see you again next time.
Спасибо большое вам тоже. Мы тоже благодарны за то, что вы приняли участие в нашем вебинаре.
Okay, спасибо большое. And
Всего доброго.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, every speaker has shared their knowledge, has shared their material. It means that this is the end of our core event today. I would like to remind you, don't forget to register in our link, to register yourself, because it is very important for you to download the certificate in the following link, okay? I would like to sum up, to give the conclusion of our discussion today, that actually women and men are equal. They play the important role and they have to live side by side. Without women, men are nothing. So that's all from me. Thank you very much for the occasion, for your attention. I'm so sorry if I have so many mistakes, burn and inner. See you again next time. I'm going to return the event to Mrs. Norman Wijayagati. I'm Reza Mandera. See you again next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Reza and all the speakers. Now we come to the closing session of International webinar. We would like to say thanks to all who have participated in this international webinar, Ms. Dita Mirawati, Ms. Ita Permatahati, Dr. Arti Pande, Regi Bautista, Prof. Tatiana, Mr. Reza, and all the participants. And see you all in the next international webinar. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.